Jake Michaels is a Melbourne-based sports writer who covers everything from Aussie rules to Formula One, basketball to boxing. He has been with ESPN for 10 years and works as a senior writer, covering sport in Australia and around the world. Each week of the 2024 AFL season, ESPN.com.au's Jake Michaels looks at 6 talking points. This week's 6 points feature bottom 4-bound Richmond, why Collingwood's season is on the line this Thursday night, Isaac Heeney's historic start to the year, and the AFL's latest failure. I was ridiculed for saying Richmond would be a bottom 4 team in 2024 when we released our way too early predictions just hours after last year's grand final. But, as is often the case, I wasn't going to be deterred. Instead, weeks out from the season getting underway, I doubled down on that sentiment on the ESPN Footy podcast. While I'm not gloating just yet, after all, we're just 12.5% of the way through the season, that take appears to be aging like a fine wine. The Tigers have spluttered to an 0-3 start, the club's worst record through 3 games since 2010. You can go back further, too. Richmond's record since round 20 last season is 1-7, with that sole win coming against the lowly Kangaroos at the McGee. The Tigers have gone backwards quickly. They have no identity under Rademuzi, and, so far in 2024, aren't doing anything even remotely well. Richmond now has the worst pressure differential in the league, which speaks to the lack of effort being put in across the board. Alarmingly, they also rank bottom 3 for winning the ball and kicking efficiency differential. If you can't win the ball and then don't use it well, you're not winning games of football. Simple. There's no chance they beat the red-hot Swans on Sunday afternoon, which means they will soon be 0-4. Then it's the rejuvenated Saints at Gather Round. And 0-5 start is looming. My Collingwood takes have been a little off over the last 18 months. When I was down on them, they made a historic run to a premiership. And just when I started to believe, they've slumped to an 0-3 flag defence. I'm not sure who wins on Thursday night at the Gabba, though I am leaning towards the Lions, but one thing is clear, if the loser is Collingwood, it's season over. This isn't just opinion or gut feel, rather over 100 years of evidence which suggests it's near impossible to make finals after such a woeful start to the year, let alone go on and win the premiership. In league history, there have been 162 teams start a season 0-4. Just 5 of them were able to rebound and play finals, meaning 96.9% of those teams missed out. But even that's a little misleading. One of those instances was the 1916 Tigers, which shouldn't really count given the competition consisted of just 4 teams back then. There was South Melbourne in 1923, 9-team competition, Collingwood in 1959, 12 teams, and North Melbourne in 1975, 12 teams.